Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. In today's video, I just did a full face get ready with me. I played with some older products in my collection and overall I really like how this came out. So we're just gonna hang out. You can do your makeup with me, throw me on in the background, whatever sounds good to you. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm super excited about it. I don't really have any accessories to talk about. Same old choker I gravitate towards. I don't know where it's from. It's old. No earrings today. We're just gonna move right in. Hello and good morning. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. I'm just getting ready for work on this lovely Thursday. It's actually really beautiful outside. The breeze is nice and crispy. It's like in the 60s right now. It's not gonna stay like that for long, but I would love to just be outside right now. But alas, here I am. I have my cute springy mug, Joanna Parker. I'm obsessed. So for today, I kind of wanted to do a full face of my oldest makeup. Now, I don't keep things just for the sake of sentiment. Like I don't have like an old Naked 3 palette kicking around anymore or anything like that. But I did just kind of go through all the different categories of my makeup collection and pick out what I thought was probably the oldest thing that I owned. Some of these are like repurchased items, but I've still like had and used the product for many years nonetheless. And I also didn't like fact check any of these. I didn't go back in the archives and figure out like, oh, what came first? I just went based on vibes and tried to look within my own memory. But I have some fun things to play with. I have some things I haven't touched in a while and I'm looking forward to diving in. I did of course already do my brows. I like to do my primer before I do my brows so my primer has time to sink in. And the oldest primer that I have is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. This one is brand new because I haven't busted into it yet. Well, I did this morning, but before that it's just been hanging out in my drawer. But I have used and loved this primer for many years now, and it is still like my #1 favorite. And I've enjoyed using it so far today. It's really nice. Moving on, I think I am gonna do foundation today, tinted moisturizer, what have you. I've skipped that most of the time, but I figured I do have one that's been around for probably 4 years if I had to guess. And that is the Pretty Fresh ColourPop Tinted Moisturizer. Mine's in the shade Fair 3W. Just gonna do a little bloop on my sponge and start going to town. I'm honestly surprised I haven't run through this product entirely yet, but it's probably just because I do skip this step more often than not. I go in with just concealer most of the time, just because I don't always want a foundation-y product all over my face. But when I do, it does tend to be light coverage. I don't have any of my old throwback full coverage ones, like the Too Faced Born This Way was my favorite at first. But then I decided a matte complexion was not my vibe. And I still stand by that. Obviously never say never, but I don't see myself ever like creeping back into matte skin territory. Moving on to concealer, I truly don't have any old ones. I only have 3 on deck right now and they're all fairly new, but technically my newest one is the Rare Beauty one. This one's in the shade 110N. This is a repurchased one because I totally ran through my first one. I got it, I think last year or maybe the year prior as a birthday gift, and I'm still so grateful that I got that because it introduced my love for this concealer. It's my favorite one of all time. I'm obsessed with it. It's so good. Oh, weird. I guess I'm not going to be using my under eye brightener from Rare Beauty today. I've been using that like every day. Well, I guess today's going to be a test if I miss it or not. If you hear my Roomba going on downstairs, no, you don't. Just love how blendable this product is. I don't feel like it's too drying or anything. It's just a perfect concealer. Moving on, I want to set my under eyes and creases now. For that, I'm gonna use this KVD Beauty Lock-It Setting Powder. So this one I vividly recall, I think buying years ago, and I used it for a while, and then I either finished it or decluttered it. And then they did send me this in PR like, I don't know, like over a year ago. I don't actively get PR from the brand, but I think technically that makes this one my oldest setting powder. I also don't have that many setting powders on deck either, so slim pickings. But I'm just gonna grab some of this product and start going to town. I haven't used a loose setting powder in a hot minute. I've been using that matte illuminator from Kaleidos for ever since it came out. For setting my under eyes and creases of my face. But honestly, I'll have to start dipping into a loose one again because I'm almost out of that Kaleidos one. It's almost gone, which I can buy another one. And I also have some of that same powder in the Contour Trio, but for now I want to just use this. Get use out of some things I already own, you know? I do like this though. It's very smooth. It doesn't look too cakey or anything. I'm not mad at it. So next is kind of cheating because technically I haven't used this shade yet, but this product I've loved and used for many years. I had my original one, I literally want to say back in like 2017, maybe 2018, but a long time ago. But I recently decluttered it at the end of last year just because it was that old and I still had so much product left and it was starting to smell kind of funky because I had it for a million years. But recently, Milk Makeup sent me another bronzer stick, thankfully in a mini this time, and this one's in the shade Days. So I haven't used Days before. Baked was my go-to, but I figured this one still kind of counts because this product I've loved for a very long time, and I was really excited to get sent this because I honestly forgot how much of a hole I had for this product until I had another one in my hand. So this is what I'm going to use for bronzer today. I didn't set the entirety of my face, just my under eyes and creasy areas, so let's go to town. I don't know why I drew stripes all over my face like this. I never do that. Who am I? Does this one smell like Play-Doh too? It doesn't smell as Play-Doh-y as the old one did. Maybe they changed up the formula a little bit. It's been a while since I've used the original one, but it used to smell like Play-Doh and it made me really happy. Still really nice though. I like the shade. This one's lighter than Baked, which made me really excited since I am quite pale. I like that color a lot. That is really, really pretty. And I do still love this product. If the formula is any different, it doesn't feel that different. The only difference I've really noticed so far is the lack of Play-Doh smell, which some people would probably consider a good thing. Just want to put some on my nose as well, just so that my nose doesn't look flat and pale compared to the rest of my face. Moving on to blush now. This is technically not a blush, but I bought this years ago with the intention of using it as a blush. And it's the Melt Cosmetics Digital Dust Highlighter in the shade Genesis. This is so good. It is such a good blush. Highly recommend. And if you have a darker complexion, this would be a stunning highlighter. So yeah, I'm just gonna dust some of this across my nose. Oh, it's just such a good color. I love that highlighty corally vibe. Polished from Melt Cosmetics. It's their cream blush. It's basically Genesis as a blush in a cream form. It's so good. I've actually been using the Buzzkill blush duo from the brand the last couple days, so it was funny. But I didn't really have any other blushes that were as old as this one, so this was the winner today. Just look at that. And if you wanted a good just like blush highlight combo, it's such a good one because it gives you that glowing radiance. I feel like this one ends up in my summer favorites video every single year because it's truly like summer in a product. It's just corally and glowy and golden and oh so lovely. And even though I'm not a summer person, I do like summery makeup. Moving on to freckles, I've tried many a freckle product in my day, but at the moment I currently only have my Freck products, so I'm just gonna use this today. It's my favorite. It's always been my favorite. I think it always will be my favorite. It is the most expensive one out of what I've tried, but I truly just like it the most. I like the way it blends out on the skin. I usually buy the XL one or the Noir in this case. This is the one I have on deck. And I try to buy it when it's on sale. This was a gift in PR, but I have bought this myself many, 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 many times. I'm just gonna tap these little guys out. I don't think I wanna do too crazy. I just want a little sprinkle of them across my nose and cheeks. So you've watched me do this 100 times. I'm just gonna do this and then we will move on to highlighter. Me, I'm not gonna do a whole lot of freckles today. Also me, throws on a zillion freckles. But moving on to highlighter, my oldest by far is my ColourPop Flexitarian. This is either my second or third one because I've gone through them so many times, and there's pan in this one. I've loved this for so long, like literally probably since like 2017 if I had to guess. It's just so good. It is wet looking and amazing. I honestly like to just kind of use my sponge with this one. I'll just kind of dip my sponge in, grab a little bit. It's kind of a putty texture if you've never used the ColourPop Super Shock highlighters. I still kind of treat it like a powder, like I keep it in my drawer with my other powders because it doesn't stay sticky like a cream, but it does melt into the skin kind of like a cream. And I find I can use it with a brush, a sponge, you could use your fingers. It's just such a good glowy product. It was such a hot highlighter back in the day, and it's still one of my favorites if I had to if I had to choose, because it's just such a classic. It's so good. Moving on to setting spray now. I only have 2 at the moment. It's my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip one and my ColourPop Pretty Fresh, and I'm pretty sure this one's technically older. I've gone through many of both of them, but I think I tried this one before trying the Hydro Grip. So I'm gonna spray my face and we'll move on to the eyes. Moving on to eyes, like I mentioned before, I don't just have like ancient eyeshadow palettes in my collection. I don't hang on to things just for the sake of holding on to them. If they are old and past their point of no return, I don't really want to hang on to it. And if it still is able to be used, I'd rather give it to people who are actually using it. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure the oldest thing in my collection might be my Ace Beauté Flare palette. This was my favorite palette for years. Like, it was my #1. And I still think it's so pretty. I'm really excited to play with this one again. Again, I didn't like check the archives on like when this came out versus some other things. I just went based on vibes, and if it's not the oldest one in my collection, it's one of the oldest ones. So don't feel like you need to get technical. It's not that deep. But I haven't played with this one in a while, and I'm very excited. And I also think I'm gonna pair this Lumi Sugar Pill Loose Shadow, because this is also just like such an old favorite. I used to love this loose shadow. Everybody did. And for my eyeshadow primer, I think the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip is the oldest one that I currently own. I have a few, but they're all fairly new, honestly. I don't have just like old eyeshadow primers, so this is the one I'll use today. This one's been my favorite for a long time too. This video has been fun, just almost seeing like which old things are still favorites of mine. Which honestly, if they're not favorites of mine, I probably wouldn't have kept them kicking around, you know? Because again, I don't keep things just for the sake of keeping them. That feels wasteful and hoard-like, for me at least. No judgment if you like to keep things for sentimental reasons as far as makeup and stuff. I'm just not that human. I have too much makeup for that. So I kind of want to do something simple but really bold. I really want to play with Saffron in the Sherbet shade. I think they're really pretty and I think they'd be super bright. I want to do kind of that reddish orange in the outer and then that limey yellow in the inner, and I think I'll do Lumi in the inner corner. So that's the vibe today. I'm gonna pick up some saffron on this Kaleidos S3 brush. I don't think these brushes exist anymore, but they were so good and they should continue to exist. This one is also Ace Beauté's old formula, but I personally never had a problem with it. Obviously, this was my favorite palette for a while, but they did reformulate this and all of their old palettes to be their new formula. So if you were interested and you wanted the new formula, not the old one, you could go grab it if you want to. So first I'm just kind of laying this shade down kind of in the shape that I want. I just wanted kind of a winged out sort of motion with this. And I'm gonna grab just the teensiest bit more of saffron and I'm gonna just blend it out with this ColourPop brush. Just get it a little smooth on the edges, but I still want it to look very like bold and dramatic, you know what I mean? Like I want it to look like an angle. And then grabbing Sherbet on this E25, look how bright it is. It's insane. Super, super bright. And I'm basically just gonna heavily pack this in the inner corner. And I just want it to flow into that saffron shade. So I'm just gonna slowly build this color up and scoot it in towards saffron. And I'm just gonna kind of keep layering it. I'll go back and forth with both of my brushes until I like the blend of it. Obviously, we're gonna get some orangey in the mix where they're blending together because red plus yellow equals orange. Kind of slowly and lightly scooting. I'm just gonna kind of keep doing that until I'm happy with the combination. So even though I do kind of like this vibe, I think I'm gonna take my Flexitarian highlighter and just kind of like dabble it over everything just to give kind of like a glossier look to this. I don't know, I was just feeling the shimmer today. It's like so rare when I do an all matte look. It's just like not in my DNA. Yeah, I feel like I'm happier with that. Just having that little bit of shine across it. I think it just adds a little something extra. And now taking the Sugar Pill Lumi Loose Pigments, I'm just gonna, oh my gosh, I forgot how messy this is. Oh goodness. Maybe this is why I haven't used it in a while. It's so messy. Oh my gosh, there's powder everywhere. Oh goodness, okay. Have a little bit in the cap. I'm just gonna grab some on my pinky and just stamp it in here before I blend it out. It's so pretty. I'm gonna grab just a clean blending brush so that I can lightly tap that around. I used to use this one as a face highlighter too back in the day. Back when there weren't shifty, like bluey white highlighters like they are now. I actually really like this specific shade in the inner corner with all of this. It adds a really fun contrast. Maybe I'll even highlight my brow bone a little bit with this. Oh yeah. This like almost gives me Primary Colors vibes with the red, yellow, and blue, but like tweaked a little bit, like different undertones. And I love Primary Colors together, so this is really fun. I really like this. Something a little different than what I might normally do. Oh my gosh, if only you knew the powder explosion that's in front of me right now. I think that about wraps it up for this look though. I have a couple lips that I might do. These were the ones that I felt like were probably my oldest. Alpha from Menagerie, the giveaway being the old packaging, and Truffle from Dose of Colors or Stone. I'll probably just do Truffle though. I feel like this one's just more of a neutral. This one's kind of plummy and I don't think it goes with this vibe. So I'm gonna finish up this look, throw on my mascara, an eye pencil. I'll try to find an older one, but I more so also just wanna match the look. Probably Truffle liquid lipstick. I need to do my hair still and get out of my pajamas, but I'll be back when I'm complete. Here is my final look. I really like how this came out. Obviously I just threw on mascara. I did add some star stamps from ColourPop. I just wanted to spice this look up even more. The eye pencil I ended up using is not old, but it went with the look really nicely, but it's the lemon pencil, I think is what it's called, from Odin's Eye. And then on my lips, I did end up going with the Truffle liquid lip from Dose of Colors, but I just wasn't feeling a fully matte lip today. I felt like I needed a little gloss, so it's not old, it was just next to me. I just threw a tiny bit of the So Me gloss from Lawless over top. Overall, I love this look. I think this is really cute. It was fun playing with some stuff that I haven't used in a while, and I hope you liked it as well. Let's zoom out and finish up this video. Thanks so much for watching my video. I really appreciate you hanging out with me and taking the time out of your day. I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you used any of these? Do you still love any of them the way that I do? I would love to know what some of the oldest makeup in your collection is. And do you ever still play with it, or is it just kind of around for keepsake purposes? If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you use an emoji that you used to use a long time ago but you don't use anymore? And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me on my other socials. You can join the battybean fam. I am battybean on everything: Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you want, you can subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I'm posting most days here as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye. Nonetheless, Absol! Absol! Your father literally left 2 seconds ago. I'm still here, buddy. Sometimes he gets lost and thinks nobody's here for him. Absol, I'm right here, buddy. Absol. Come here, you grumbly. Grumble boy, come here. If you're gonna barge in, you gotta say hi. Gotta give the cat tax. Hi, baby. Oh, you're so purry and happy? Oh. I feel like he could fall asleep right now. You're so goofy. Here, hang out on my lap if I'll make you feel better.